Hello, besties, and welcome back to Earth to Paeka Potcast. If you guys are new here, make sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications because you do not want to miss a video. Today, I have a lovely guest. It is Wendy Ortiz herself. Hi.
I'm super excited, guys. This is my second podcast, and it's with Paeka, and I love this because it's just like friends hanging out, and you guys are here watching us. I am not smoking because I don't smoke, but we are drinking.
Yeah.
We just took a shot right now, but
I'll take another one for you guys. Fuck it.
I'll take another one too.
I'm like, do you want some soju for something lighter?
Yeah, I'll take soju. I took pure tequila shot earlier, so we're gonna do this. Cheers. Okay, that's better than tequila.
Yeah.
It's still strong. Oh my god. No, and I'm actually super. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I think it's just because it's your channel, so it's like your people. But I'm so excited.
They love you over here, Wendy. Like besties love you.
Stop. No, yeah, of course. No, and I feel like you have such like a strong fan base. Like people love you. Like they're just like always there for you, and that's what I realized too. Like there's people who have like so much support, and you're one of those people. Yeah.
I feel like you're one of those people. So sorry, guys. We are like a little ghetto today. We have to
One mic.
pass back the mic. We're like, who has the talking stick?
Because we also cut off each other. Like in my video, we're like, no, I want to talk, but I think this is good.
This is like, this will force us to take turns.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I love being around Wendy too because she's real and I feel like we're both really misunderstood online. So it's nice having her here. And I just know that my besties will accept her and welcome her and love her. So all of you guys make sure to follow her socials and keep up with her there. She's very active on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. So like all that, babes. But yeah, I do have a lot that I want to get into with you today. I want to talk about your life, how social media has been treating you, to what is some of the drama and the tea. There's a few things that I feel like you want to address as well. So like we'll definitely get into all of that today.
Are we gonna start off with tea or what should we start off with?
I feel like let's start with tea.
Tea? Yeah, I think like I'm good at that. Like that's what I can go. That's like one thing I can go on about is just like talking my shit. And that's like what I'm so nervous about is because I'm like bad at keeping conversations. Like I think I'm just so quiet, but tea, we could talk about tea. Like I'll keep that conversation going.
Okay, period. And also, I think that it's hard to keep conversations up. I mean, I have ADHD, and I think we talked about that last time we were together. Like, you think you have like ADD or something. So it's definitely hard as it is to stay on topic with conversations, but we just like to yap. Like, we just be yapping. So, like, forgive us if we freaking talk too much, but I think that this is the place to do it. Podcasts are supposed to be long. They're supposed to be more intimate, a little bit more in detail. So you have the safe space here to kind of just let it all out.
I feel like on podcasts you could just go on, and that's what podcast, like you can't really say, oh, why is she talking about this? Because it's a podcast, bitch. We're gonna talk about what we want to talk about. That's what a podcast is. That's why I'm super excited. I feel like here I can just say whatever I want to say, and I can go on about it, like a little story time. I was gonna talk about stuff on my channel, like on our video, on the other video, but I was like, I feel like a podcast, I don't know, it's just a better way to like say things. So wait, what did we talk about in the video that we really didn't go in depth with? Or at least like me, what did I think there was a couple things where I was like, I'll save it for this.
Yeah. This sucks. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me think. So whenever we filmed her YouTube video, which if you guys haven't, make sure to go ahead and watch that. We had a bunch of questions that we were asking each other. Like, we just wanted to find out the real tea and the real answers behind everything. I think one thing that we were going to save is how you feel about like Welito and Odette being out together in Japan, just because you had like wanted to go to Japan and he had like started planning that with you. So I wonder your thoughts on that.
Okay, we're getting straight into the tea, but honestly, like I feel like people think I would be more bothered than I actually am because maybe they would have been bothered. But honestly, like I think like the whole Wilito thing, like me and him, I always had it like in the back of my head that we weren't really gonna be anything. And there was always that doubt. Like obviously like I was with him, like I brought my daughter around him, but there was always like that doubt. So I feel like I kind of checked out already. So I kind of like mentally prepared myself for him, like with him being with another woman, which like he already was. So I feel like even him doing all of that with like the 20 other girls, like it doesn't really hurt me. It doesn't really bother me because I already experienced it. Like I already saw him with other girls, you know? Like I feel like this is just like not another girl, but like just like another thing. Like it's the same thing. Like I really like I don't really care. Obviously like sometimes I think about what me and him like went through, like what me and him talked about, what me and him like the good times. And that's like with any relationship, like friendship, like even with Diego, like like we were never anything, but like I would think about the good things. And I think with him, like I think about good things. I obviously miss it. It's normal to miss things. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like that is like a very like rocky like situation to talk about because like I can say I feel one way and people are gonna be like, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, or like you don't have the right to feel that way. For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people like always like have this thought and like say, oh, you shouldn't feel like that. Oh, like you need to get over it. But like that's the thing. Like I'm gonna get over it when I get over it, and I feel like I am already over it. Like if like I would never take. I feel like if you're like if you tell yourself you'll never take him back, that's when you're over it. And I think I'm at that stage where it's like that'll never happen. Like we're two completely different people now, and you know, like obviously I'm still going through it, but I'm still processing everything. But I don't know.
Sometimes it just reaches a point of no return in relationships where it's like I could just never disrespect myself enough to go back.
No, then also like with him, like with the whole thing that went down, I feel like that helped me a lot to get over him. Like I feel like if it was more like we agreed to go our separate ways, that would have hurt more because I would have been like, there's no way I'm not gonna look back and be like, oh, he did this to me. But now I could look back and be like, he did this to me. You shouldn't feel.
Yeah, like thank God.
Yeah, like I'm like,
It's his fault.
no, that. Yeah, that's what it is. Like I tell myself, it's his fault. Yeah, that's what. Like I could look back and be like, at least I could tell myself like it wasn't me or it wasn't like a mutual thing. It was just his fault. Like he fucked up, and I can accept that. And that's why it's just like a whole. Like I'm over it.
Yeah. That's good. And I can see that, and I can honestly say like that's true because you can tell whenever someone's genuinely like not over something. And you guys troll so fucking hard online that it's like you expect someone to just never reply, especially if the other person, sorry to be messy, but like especially if the other person is like low-key throwing me disses. It's like you would just expect me to never say anything. But okay, no, Wendy is not freaking mad about Odette and Wilito in Japan. Good for them, honestly. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, that's pretty much it. And I feel like people think I'm so like they also feel like I'm bothered because I spoke about it. But that's the thing with me. Like I literally speak about everything that goes on in my life. Like I speak about Carlos, my baby daddy. I speak about Diego, like just a guy I like messed around with. I speak about anything that happens in my life, and maybe people think that as like I'm talking shit, I'm not over it, but I like speaking about what I go through. Like that's my job. I just tell you guys, oh, I do this, I do that, like I did that, I went through this, and I feel like I have a right to speak about anything I want. Like if I went through it, if I met somebody and I felt a certain type of way, like I'm gonna speak about it. If I something happened to me, I'll speak about it. If something still bothers me, I'm gonna speak about it. Like I have the right to speak about what I go through, and that's what people don't understand.
Yeah. And then it's like, wouldn't you prefer someone to be more transparent about their life? Like, you don't want. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna like pack a bowl. Here.
Wait, can you smoke on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I mean, I don't know if you care about people.
Wait, does it get demonetized?
Nah.
Oh, perfect.
I
I
don't
love
know
that.
if you care.
No, I don't mind at all. No, I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
I vape.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah, and I drink. No, yeah, not at all. Yeah. Fuck. No, yeah, I wish, like, I look at her, like, smoking weed. I'm like, I wish I could do that. But I just, like, I know I can't. Like, I feel like maybe one day, like, I'll be ready. But, like, um, last time I smoked, bro, like, it was the worst thing ever. Like, when I tell people, like, I swear they look at me like I'm crazy and, like, bro, weed does that to you. But, like, last time I smoked, it was with my family. And everybody always, like, says, oh, you have to smoke with the right people. It was literally my sister, my brother, and his girlfriend at the time. Yeah, I felt safe. I was like, oh, I want to smoke again. And this happens every time I smoke. Just this last time I smoked a lot. So, like, it was worse. But my sister had told me, like, oh, like, if you get paranoid when you smoke weed, you just need to smoke more. I was like, oh, okay. Joanna. I was just like, oh, okay. So then I was just like, okay, I'll smoke more this time. And she kept telling me, like, oh, hit it, hit it, hit it. And I took like 5 hits. And I was like, okay, like, I'm not feeling anything. We were outside. I walked into the kitchen. And I was like, wait, I feel it. And I started. It's because when I smoke weed, like, everything goes slow mo. Like, I blink and I'm just like, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's because I feel like when people. Like a. Yes, like, I'm just like, it happens. And I'm like, oh, wait, did that just happen? Like, it's just like kind of slow motion. So I was in the kitchen. I was just like, I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. I was just like, fuck, it's like hitting me. That's when I knew. And my sister Eve, she also feels like that when she smokes weed. So then I was like, I'm gonna go. Oh, she didn't want to smoke this time because she knows she gets like that. So she was like, I'm just not gonna smoke. And I was me being dumb as fuck. I was like, I'll smoke. But Eve knows how I get. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go upstairs to Eve and tell her that I feel weird and, like, I smoke too much. So I went upstairs with Eve and she was playing Fortnite. And I promise you, I'm not crazy, but when I walked into the room, I looked at the TV and she was playing Fortnite. Bro, I literally felt like I was in the game. Like, it was such a weird feeling. Like, and then I searched it up after. It's called a weed-induced psychosis. So basically, you just, like, not that you go crazy, but it's just like, it's because it, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's actually crazy you bring that up because I talked about that on my first episode. I got sent into a really bad, like, weed psychosis. You really feel like everyone's out to get you, or like you're paranoid, or you're like, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, no, and it's like, I'm glad, like, you went to that because at least you think, like, oh, like, you know what I'm, yeah. But yeah, so I went upstairs. She was playing Fortnite. I was like, bro, like, I literally felt like I was in the game. And that's when I started freaking. And I was freaking out. I was like, bro, like, there's no way. Like, I was just freaking out. And then Eva was there and I was, like, trying to tell her. And then, like, it just started hitting me even more. And then I remembered when I was high, I this is gonna sound so weird, but I literally felt like I was okay. I'm gonna try to explain it to you, but it's, like, super hard to, like, understand. But I felt like me at that time was only there because Wendy was high. So I felt like if Wendy stopped being high, I was gonna die. So then I was like, I'm only here because Wendy's high. Like, if she stops being high, like, I'm gonna die and I'm not gonna be here. And then I started, like, it, like, started all going in my head. And I was like, fuck, like, I'm only here because Wendy's high. Like, I'm not even here. Like, I'm not even Wendy. Like, it was just this whole thing, bro. I started freaking out. Since I was freaking out, my brother came upstairs. And then my sister and then my brother's now wife went upstairs. And I was trying to explain to them. But then, like, obviously they smoke weed frequently. So they thought they didn't understand at all. So they thought I was just, like, crazy. And then I remember I wanted to go to the hospital so bad. I was like, bro, like, I need to stop being high right now. It was just the whole night I felt like that. And then I was just like, okay, I was going to go to sleep already. The next morning, I still felt like that. I still felt high. And then, like, it went on the next day. And I would cry to Evan. I would tell her, I would be like, yeah, I would be like, Evan, like, I still feel high. And, like, she knew what I was going through. Like, because she feels like that too when she smokes. So she was telling me, like, Wendy, you need to go, like, see a therapist. Bro, I'm already gonna cry. She's like, Wendy, you need to go see, like, a therapist or something at school. And she was telling me. And so I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm gonna go to school and then tell them that, like, I need to see somebody. So then I remember, I don't know how, but I, like, started seeing the therapist. And I started explaining things to her, and she told me that it was derealization and depersonalization. And then I started doing my research, and, like, it was just this whole thing. And during that time when like I smoked, that last time that I smoked, it was COVID time. So when you have derealization, you think you're going crazy because you're like, this is fake. So you're like, fuck, I'm going crazy. And the more you like look into it, the more you start thinking, fuck, I'm crazy. So then I remember the COVID thing was going on. I remember sitting in class. My teacher was telling me like, oh, there's this virus going on, like people are gonna wear masks, like everybody, like people are dying, whatever. I remember like looking at my teacher and I was like, bro, like I'm literally going crazy, because that was made me feel even more crazy. I was like, bro, like I feel like this like like the virus is going on, like I'm literally going crazy. And it was like, that was like the worst time ever. And I remember I kept seeing my therapist, and like she would tell me like to do things, but like it really wouldn't help. And right before we went on lockdown, she had told me that she's gonna send me to like to see the psychiatrist at school so they can like actually diagnose me and like give me medication. And then the lockdown happened, and then she was still like, the therapist was trying to keep in contact with me because it was only through the phone. So she would like try to call me and stuff, and like I really didn't want to talk to her because I felt like she didn't really help, which is bad obviously. But yeah, like I didn't know like she would help me, but I was just like, she's not gonna help me, like why am I gonna answer her calls and whatever. So basically I just like went through that. And even like to this day, like I still feel like that sometimes. Like sometimes I feel like I'm in a dream, and it's like a scary feeling. But now it's like I can snap out of it. I can tell myself like, oh, like it's okay, like you're actually here. And it's just like a scary like feeling to go through. Me yapping already, oh my god.
No, you're not yapping. You're not yapping at all. No, that's a very scary feeling. I definitely understand, and I relate to what you're going through because, girl, whenever I had that weed and dose psychosis, I felt like even my grandma was my up. Like, she was not fucking with me. Like, I was so paranoid and so just in my own world that I completely get where you're coming from. And it's very strong and it's very admirable. And you should be so proud that you got yourself out of that, like dead ass, like me and you right here, no cameras. Like, you should be really proud of yourself because it's hard as fuck to pull yourself out of something by yourself, and to really feel and think that you're going crazy is a real scary feeling because I went through that too. Sorry, there's a freaking mosca. I'm sorry.
No, like I'm so glad like I can, like you're telling me like you went through that so I could talk to you about it. Yeah, no. And then even
And you're strong. I'm sure a lot of girls are gonna relate.
yeah, and even Valentina, you know her, Jaco's wife. I was telling her this story, but I remember like when I was doing my research and I felt like I was going crazy. I remember I had searched, this was even before like her and Jaco like were even like together. So like I literally searched up like derealization videos, and her YouTube video popped up.
Yeah, she was a big advocate
For derealization, yeah. And that's what like I just started watching her videos. I would literally watch her YouTube videos. She even posted TikToks about it, and like it just helped me like realize like, oh, like somebody's actually going through that as well. And that's also like the reason, not the reason why I named Valentina, but like she, like I saw her name, I was like, oh my god, like that's such a beautiful name. And then she had also gone through what I had gone through, and then like she kind of helped me go through it because I was telling myself like, oh, she went through it, like it's fine. Like she made me realize like other people go through the same thing. So then I was just like I was thinking about Valentina, and I was like, oh, like that's such a beautiful name. And that's why I named Valentina. Like I just love that name, and she helped me go through so much. So I basically named her after Valentina. Damas, yeah.
No, yeah. That's beautiful. And I don't want people to think that like I don't like Valentina. Yeah. I don't want that at all. I think that we were in a predicament where she probably felt like it was almost necessary to like make fun of me in that time. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the people she was around maybe like not persuaded her, but like she thought it was like, oh, that's the right thing. Like she's in the wrong. Yeah. And did you guys ever meet?
No, I never.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think that's probably the thing. Like she was like, oh, these people don't like her. So, and that's the thing. Like when you meet people and they tell you they don't like a person, you're obviously gonna side with the people you meet. Yeah, I think it was just like a. Well, honestly, I don't know what even went down, but that's probably what happened.
Yeah. And also, I think it's because, you know, I mean, that's her husband. So she's like, I'm gonna, sure. Yeah, what? I get it. Like, it's no hard feelings at all. Like, I understand, you know. It's just, I felt like I was already at my lowest and there was already enough people talking down on me that you didn't really have to join, especially if you were like an advocate for like bullying and all this stuff. But I was like, it's all good. I mean, I guess I'm happy for her. I know did she give birth already? Probably. I don't know. I know she's probably just like so excited, but that's beautiful. I am really happy for them.
No, for sure.
But yeah, hold on, I'll get back to you.
Oh my god, I feel like I've already talked so much. What else should I talk about? I'm gonna take a shot too.
Take a shot. Take a shot. Yes, take a shot for me. Cheers! I'll take a shot with you. Okay, I'll cheers one. Cheers.
I'm gonna use the water as a chaser, You want water?
No, I'm okay.
Sorry. No, you're fine. Go ahead. Pop it out.
Mommy.
You want water?
No.
I don't know if you can agree to this, but I feel like I hold grudges. Like when somebody does something wrong, like I'm just like, not like that I hate them, but I just like keep my distance and I'm just like, okay, that's like already out of my life. Like, and I think that's like what happens to everybody. You just, somebody does something to you and you're just like, not anymore. Not that you have beef with them, but it's just like, you already did something, that's it. Like, that's your last chance. Yeah. She's not coming to my house. But yeah, that was like the weed thing. That was like the worst thing that I've ever gone through, and I feel like that for sure changed like the way I am, because I remember when I was younger, I was just more, I can't say funny, but I was more like, how do I explain it, like bubbly. After I smoked weed, I just became more serious, and I feel like people look at me and they're like, oh, like she's like so cold-hearted with everybody, and like she's this way and that way, and I feel like that's the reason why I'm like that. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, like the whole thing, like that was the most traumatic thing that I've ever gone through. And even now, like I still go through it here and there, but like I'm way better now. But that definitely like shaped who I am today. And like honestly, like looking back at it, everything happens for a reason. So I feel like that happened, and like that's not the reason I'm here, but like it all worked out perfectly, and I'm not glad I went through that, but I'm just like, I accept it now. I went through it, and I just need to like accept that's what happened.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's all a part of God's plan. I think you believe in God, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all a part of God's plan, and I definitely feel like these are things that He knows we're strong enough and capable enough to, handle, and yeah, exactly, to go through. And so whenever we do, we're like, oh, you know what? I anticipated the situation to be a lot worse than it was going to be. And it turned out to be a lot better. And a lot, I handled it a lot more gracefully than I thought I would have. So I think that's beautiful. Okay, more tea. I'm a little curious on the whole like shoddy bay situation, because I saw that like the night that TikTok was going to end, we like both kind of.
I took inspiration from you. I'm like, Paeka's doing this. I was like, oh, Paeka's talking her shit, I might as well talk my shit. And I feel like it feels so good to do it. Like, yeah, right. You're just like holding everything in. The day you do it, like you feel like, okay, like that's already out there. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that I said where I was like, I need to say it someday. Yeah. And that was the day.
Yes, I love that. And that day was the same day that she decided to say something about Shadi Bay. And I think Shadi like was, fuck, I forgot. I think when she slammed the door in your face.
Yeah, that.
She had responded.
Yeah, she responded to me, but that, like, the whole door thing, like, obviously, like, when I said it on live, I was joking, because I was like, oh, I should have dragged that hoe, and I was like this. I was obviously joking, but, like, the whole Shoddy Bay thing, like, honestly, like, I always say it, but, like, I just take it, like, as a TikTok thing. Like, there's people who I beef with on TikTok where I take, okay, fuck this bitch, but Shoddy Bay, like, it's honestly just a TikTok thing. Like, it's just, like, a like, little, like, jokingly, like, thing, and I don't know if she takes it like that, but I don't have anything against her. I know a lot of people will tell me that they've met her and she's been super sweet, and there's times where I've like said hi to her and she's like, oh, like hi, like, and she tries to talk to me, which, like, obviously she's not a mean person, but I think we just have history, and it's funny. Like, I don't hate her. I think she's like cute.
I know. I think she's cute too. Shawty's funny. Like you can't lie. She's funny.
For sure. No, and then I think I don't know. I kind of love her. Like I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like with me and her, it's more like a how do it, like a friend of me. Wait, what is that thing? Friend of me thing. Like we're just both like I don't know. I feel like one day maybe we'll be good.
I have a question. So, do you think that, like, because I think Shadi actually liked Willito, no? Like, do you think that that's, like, why maybe you guys.
No, for sure. I think the reason that whole thing started was because she felt something towards Ulito, and then like obviously I started going live with him, so I feel like that's what it was. Which, like looking back at it, like I was kind of like mean back to her. Like I was like, what is it called? Like I was provoking her, kind of. Which, like looking back, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But I don't know. I think.
Did it just make you mad, or why do you
I don't think it made me mad. I think I knew it was like
joking
I was for sure joking. I was like, this isn't serious, whatever. But like looking back, like she probably thought it was like I was being serious. I don't think it was like a reason to even like fake beef or jokingly beef. Like it was literally just a man. But I think it was funny while it happened. And I do think like Shadi thought it was serious because she actually had feelings for him, which obviously like I wouldn't know like if it was for her or not. So I didn't know like if she actually had feelings, but like now I realize like that's what it was. Like she just not that. Yeah.
Sorry. I have a question. So, do you think that Willito actually led her on? Because there was a lot around that where people thought, and like she really was so strong about, him leading her on.
Honestly, when it like was everything was like happening, I was just like, oh, like Wilito wouldn't lead her on or whatever. But then now looking back, like people like say the same things about me that they said about Shadi. Like they're like, oh, she's obsessed. Oh, she's delusional. So I'm like looking back, like people, yeah, like people would say that about Shadi, and I'm like, people are saying that about me. So maybe they did have something, and that's why Shadi Babe was so delusional. But of course, I don't know. Maybe
That's
not.
a good way to put it. Yo, everybody tag Shawty Bae. We need her on the pod.
Shadi Babe, that'd be so good.
I feel like we need to hear her story. Like, I want to hear her side, And she's funny. She's iconic.
I feel like you guys would like get along. You guys would like just joke around. No, she's like super nice. Like,
I think so.
If you meet
Aside from closing the door on your face.
yeah, wait, I didn't even talk about that. The door thing genuinely, like, since I thought everything was a joke, like when I first met her, I was like, oh, obviously, like, we're gonna be good, like, we're just gonna say hi. For that shit was so embarrassing. Like, I've never felt so embarrassed. I was literally like 30K people live watching. We were on live. I literally walked up to her door. She's, of course, she had like the right. It was her house. I understand that, but at the same time, bro, I was so embarrassed, and I also feel like Wilito knew what he was doing. Like he knew she was gonna get mad, and so he like walked me to her.
You think so?
Yeah, because I remember he was telling me, he was like, oh, like Shadi B wants to say hi to you, like she wants to go meet you, and that's why I was like so confident. I was like, oh, of course, like I want to say hi to her. Like I've never met her. I'm so excited.
So you think he like set it up?
To a certain extent, yeah. I think he was just like, oh, like I'm gonna go take Wendy over here. Like we have people watching. Like let's see what happens. Like I think he was just like not instigating it, but like he set me up. Just kidding. No, I think no, yeah, for sure. No, yeah, for sure. I think he knew what he was doing, but that was just embarrassing for me, and I don't know. But I also feel like Shadi just doesn't. Sometimes she doesn't know like what she's doing. If that makes sense. Like I think she just does it out of emotion, and then like I think she just doesn't realize it. But it's okay. That was almost a year ago, 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. I don't know. It was a while ago though, so I don't know. I love Shadi. She's cute. I don't have anything against her at all. Not at all. I don't have anything against Shadi at all. Like she's cute. She's funny. I love her. Maybe Wendy and Shadi collab soon or no.
Ooh, you better tell Shadi.
I know. And on the podcast for you.
Yes, on the podcast. I would love to have Shadi here. I think she actually used to follow me. But okay, I think I do kind of want to. We'll get into tea like right away. Definitely don't worry. Like, I've got a lot to say and ask. But for now, I do want to ask you. I think we've heard a little bit of your childhood unanalyzed, and we know a little bit more about you. But what is something that you haven't been able to say or talk about? And also, how was your introduction to social media? Like, I've been doing social media for almost like 6 years. How does it feel for you to be so new and to be so big and like flourishing?
Honestly, like the whole social media thing, I never like I always wanted to do it. Obviously, like me and my sister would do this in high school. We would film YouTube videos, but I never thought I would get to where I am. Obviously, like I always dreamed of it, but like to actually be here is like it's so crazy. And honestly, I sometimes I don't even realize that people watch me. I don't realize that people follow me. Like it just never surreal. That's the word. Yeah, it's like so surreal. Like that people actually follow me. They're intrigued with what I'm doing or what my life is, and it's honestly like I love it so much, and I think I just love it because people care, and that's what I love. And then that's why when I go live, like I just love that people are there and they act. And then I always see comments saying like, "Oh, I want Wendy to win. Like I want to see her win." I love seeing that, bro. Like and that shit like that makes me want to win. Like seeing people, like yeah, it's so motivating, and I love it. But I never expected it at all. But I do feel like I worked hard because me and Eve, when we were like 13 years old, we wouldn't even upload videos, but we would film videos, like YouTube videos, just for fun, like little makeup tutorials. I just feel like I've always wanted to be here, and I'm actually here, and I don't realize it. Surreal is the word you said.
I mean, I think it could probably also have something to do with like derealization because it never truly like 100% leaves. It's something that you work on. It can, but it's something that you have to work on, you know?
Yeah. And I also feel like that plays a big role in like why I don't realize it. I just feel like I'm not here. Like,
I think it's like imposter syndrome. Sorry.
wait, what's that? Imposter syndrome?
Yeah. So, imposter syndrome is basically just you don't believe that you're the person that you are, essentially. Like, you know, if you're famous, you're like, am I really that famous person?
I think yeah, I've never heard of that, but I think yeah, like goes in hand with derealization because you're like, oh, maybe that's what it is. Like I just one have derealization, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not really.
Like, is this really?
Yeah, like I'm not really famous. Like this is crazy. Yeah, so.
That's what I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I get so excited talking about this thing because I haven't talked about this topic too much publicly, but it's like, oh my God, I really like actually am on social media and like I have little girls come up to me and like want to take pictures with me in public. You know what I mean? That's crazy. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I think that's like the only time it ever hits me is like when I see people notice me or when they come up to me, and I'm like people at like Target just watch like what is like that's so crazy because it's such a big world like, and like I see like my follow like the following number, but I don't really like, realize that they're real people. Does that make sense? Like I'm like that's just a number to me. Like it's just there, but I don't really feel like they're real people. Does that make sense?
No, yeah. I know exactly what you mean, especially whenever I started social media. I was like, it's so wild to imagine. Like, I remember bitches would hate on me in high school and they'd be like, oh, whatever, y'all just have like 1,000 subscribers. Like, it's not even all that. Bitch, imagine 1,000 people right now in a room.
That's literally like when I'm live, I see the number and I don't like imagine it. But then, like when I used to host clubs, it would literally be like 200 people, and I'm like, that's too many. Like I'm shy, like I can't be in front of that many people. But I'm literally in front of like
50,000 people.
sometimes 50,000 people, and that's what like I'm like fuck. Like it's just so crazy to me that that's like I don't realize it. I just don't. Yeah, for real. Like I can't. I don't know. Like it just doesn't go through my head that people watch me and that many people watch me at that.
Dude, so many little girls like dream of being famous and having the supporters and the fans, and this is people's dream, you know? And so that's beautiful that, you're humble and you're grateful for it. Like, you like what you do. And I think a lot of people are in it for the wrong reasons, personally. I mean, but it's good to see that, nah, you're here because you like it. I love my supporters, and I genuinely feel like back in 2019, 2018, whenever I first started calling them like besties, it was because I dead ass didn't have like that many friends. I was like, yo, these are my besties, like what the fuck? So I started that, and then it genuinely started to feel, and it still feels kind of like a friendship. Like, it's like an online virtual friendship that you can have. And I love that. But I do still want to know, I know you're here with Kim and Vinny and your sisters. How's that?
This is the second time I hang around like their whole friend group, and honestly, my past friend group, like Gabe and them, they were a little bit more, how do not childish, but they were more like childish, yeah. Yeah, I guess you can say like they were just like more like we're not on the same path, yeah. So I think hanging around like Kim and Vinny and my sisters, like they're like all like locked in. Like they tell me like they're like, oh, like let's film this, let's film that, and I feel like being around them makes me more motivated. So I love being around them. I feel like with Kim and Vinny, we were starting to get close like during this trip, and I love that. They're super like they're sweet people, like sweet, like the nicest people I've met. Yeah, I just love being around them, and then my sisters as well. Obviously, they're like my sisters, so I love being around them. I think this is a good friend group. I am also friends with Mary and Benji, and Mary's like one of my best friends. So I love her so much. But I feel like when I see my sister and her boyfriend and my other sister and her boyfriend, like I just feel like they have somebody, and I feel like I don't have anybody. Like obviously we're gonna say, oh, you have your daughter, but everybody has somebody. Wait, I think I just drank too much.
No, Wendy.
I don't know why I'm treating this like a therapy session.
No, it's okay. I'm like, you can talk to me, child. I genuinely feel like, sorry. Um, before I found my husband, I was in like a really sad place, and like I was not happy. And I'm a lover girl. I like being in a relationship with a good man. I have a great man now, thank you. And I love the whole thing, like all of that. So I completely understand whenever you're alone, and especially because this is your first time, like really having your independence and figuring yourself out, like without a man. I think it's gonna feel lonely for a little bit. Like, obviously, it's hard not to, but there is gonna be a perfect man out there, and he is gonna own up and find you at the right perfect place, like at the perfect time, whenever you need him, and whenever he's supposed to and deserving enough of you. Like, it's gonna happen. But do you see yourself like getting in a relationship anytime soon? Like, if the perfect guy, because I know you just started being like alone really comfortably.
I had told Paeka like off camera that this is like one of the first times where I'm not talking to anybody, I'm not seeing anybody, I'm not dating anybody since I was 17. Like my first boyfriend I got with my baby daddy. My baby daddy, I talked to other people, so it was just like this is the first time I'm actually alone, and I think that's also that part of it, like where you learn to be alone without feeling lonely. Like you just need to learn to just be by yourself. You don't like need anybody, but I sometimes like although I do feel lonely, I feel like this is probably the best for me is like to go through this little like lonely phase like where I'm just by myself, because I'm gonna learn to be independent and not rely on a man or a friend or whoever it is. So I feel like this is good for me. I think I'm probably gonna stay like this for a while. I like not worrying about anybody or anything, but I do think obviously like I wish I could find the love of my life today, but I do know when like the right man will come at the right time, and that might be in 5 years, which like I'm learning to accept, and I just need to learn to be by myself, and this is good. Like although I feel lonely, like I like being alone sometimes.
I think that's beautiful, and that's admirable. That's very admirable, Wendy. And also, you can, whenever you're ready, go on dates, like go have fun, but with good guys, you know, like you don't want to just go on a date with anybody. I'm sure you have good judgment, you know, but I think I've been through the ringer with relationships as well. Thank God I have an amazing husband now, but I think whenever that happens to us, it sets us up for our future, you know. I mean, obviously, it would be better if we didn't have to go through that. Like, you know, no one wants to have to go through something to get taught a lesson, and that's not the only way you can learn that lesson either. But whenever you go through something, you really do realize, like, oh shit, I never want to fucking go through that again. And I'm gonna pick up on those red flags next time. So I think the girls want to know and they need to hear what are some red flags that you should really look out for in a guy. Like, what are some things that bitch you just cannot ignore? You have to fucking leave. I want to know from Wendy Ortiz.
I think, I don't know, I feel like I've gone through like my fair share of bad men. I think like the number one red flag is the way they are around their friends. Because I feel like I'm like thinking of the three men who have cheated on me, and like all of them like around their friends, when they talk to their friends, I feel like they're like a whole different person, which says a lot. They just act like completely different way around their friends, and I feel like that's like the number one red flag. Obviously, like your boyfriend or whatever, like they can have friends, but just the way they act around them, the way they talk to them, what they talk to them about. And what else? I feel like,
Tell me who your friends are. I'll tell you who you are.
yeah.
You always told me that.
Oh wow. Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah, wait, I got you. Sorry. Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. My dad always said that shit to me. It's like, well, I don't know if I like her, mija. You know, tell me who your friends are. I'll tell you who you are.
Wait, wow, I've never heard that. But that's like such a good like saying. Wow. Also, like you go through those friendships to like not even like just boyfriends, like men, whatever. But, like even friendships, you learn who you want to be around with. Like if a person's a certain type of way, like you're like, okay, like that's not who I want to associate with. That's not who I want to talk to. That's not, yeah, that's not who like I want to, I guess, be seen with. Yeah, but yeah, I think just a guy's friends, the way they are. I'm trying to think, but maybe I'm not the best with this because I still fuck up with the men I choose.
No, I think you've been through a lot and you've been through enough to like, you can recognize the mistakes that you let slip up in your past, you know, for your future. Like, no, I actually don't want to be with someone who texts a lot of girls on Instagram and, you know, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she just reminded me another red flag is the following. Like, I know everybody says this, but well, I have gone through man's following and I choose to ignore it, but never ignore it. Like, I promise you, like, if it's like some no, no.
It's gonna tell you everything, bitch. It's gonna tell you everything you need to know. Oh my god, my husband doesn't follow any girls.
No, that's literally who I need to find. But I have like a bad thing of just ignoring it. But I think just following, like if you see it, that's it. Like that's the one red flag you need to know. So go through his following list.
And I know sometimes it's like, fuck, I don't want to go through it. Like I remember when I even met my husband, bitch, I was like, nah. I'm not even gonna ask him what his Instagram is. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously I had already found him on Facebook and stuff, but like, I'm not gonna actually ask you and go through it. I was scared. But whenever I went through it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we can work with this. Like, not too shabby, you know, compared to my, oh, I know, compared to, yo, it's like crazy. OnlyFans. And I do OF. Like, that's fine, you know, whatever. But, yeah, it's like, if that's all you're following, homie, like, to a point, it gets to a sickness. Dog, are you good? Like, you can't just every day be looking at this. And then it's like, so your brains already are so porn induced that you have a, you know, a preference and a idea already of how sex should be and how women should look. And it's just very, like, competitive. I don't like that energy at all.
No, I think I've gone through that where it's like I've already said my baby, like the whole baby daddy story, but he was like, that's all he followed. And I think sometimes you try to excuse it, but there's no excuse for that. And I do think certain men have like actual problems where it's like they're, what's the word? Hypersexual, yeah. I've met a couple men like that, and it's like you don't want a man like that. And if you, it's so scary, and it like almost makes you feel like I need to do this and I need to do that because he needs this. Yeah, like, you know, because you feel like, oh, he needs this, like he wants this, and that's so bad to like be around and have somebody. But hypersexual man, that's the worst man you could have. And if you have a man like that, I'm so sorry, you need to break up with him right now. This time that I'm alone, I think this is the time like where I'm figuring out like my past relationships and like their red flags. But I think the friends, the following,
The phones, like if he doesn't unlock his phone,
honestly, it's because I'm so naive. And I think like a man like is just doing that to do that. But I guess that like the way like if he uses his phone around you or not, that says a lot about him. I think the way,
absolutely, because you know that man's on his fucking phone. Like, I'm sorry, let's talk about it. You know that man's on his fucking phone. So if he's not replying to you, baby, you're just not a priority in his life, and that's the real tea, okay? But no, men are on their fucking phones. So if they're on their phone, like hella around you, and they don't respond when you're not there. And then the same type of situation where like if you know they're hella on TikTok, if you see them active on Facebook all day, but you're with them and they're never on their phone, it's like that's fucking weird, no?
wait, I have a question for you. Since you're married and you found the love of your life, what are green flags to look for?
Oh wait, I love this positive take. Yes, Miss Wendy. Okay, we need you back here, girl. So I think a few green flags are who, you know, in his life is he closest to. My husband is very in tune with his family. He's very family oriented. So he calls his mom like every other day, his grandma. You know, he has a few friends back home that he grew up with. His friendships, they actually, I remember going out with them for the first few times. And even now, like, they're great guys. They actually respect women. They've stood up for them before. You know, I think that it's very important to, like you said, they're friends. Like you have, it goes both ways, green and red. You know, you have to see who their friends are. And that really reflects their character because who are they willing to spend all their time with, you know? And then also, I think the way that he treats you and the way that he respects you is very, very important. If this guy is disrespectful towards you, like even with gesture, I don't play that shit. I run such a fucking tight ship. You are not gonna roll your eyes at me. You're not gonna fucking talk shit, talk back, be disrespectful, call me out my name. You're never gonna call me a bitch. Like, oh my gosh, that would be the last day that you ever have with me. So like I think that it's very important to recognize how a man talks to you and how he treats you, like how he caters to you. If he, you know, puts you at the top of his priority list enough to text back. My man used to text me back like that, and he still does. You know what I mean? But just like stuff like that is very important. How fast does he respond to you? How does he respond to you? How does he treat you whenever you cry and you're emotional? Like that is so important. You don't want someone that just dismisses your feelings or minimizes your feelings. You want someone that reassures you and is there to listen, and it doesn't turn into an argument every fucking time you want to express how you feel. You know? But what do you think?
Green flags. I think most certainly like the family thing. I feel like if a man is like close to his mom showed him how to respect women. So I feel like just like how close he is to his mom or his sisters at that, I think that's a green flag. I think also I've never me not knowing any green flags because I've never been around a man with green flags. Another green flag is probably also how he is around kids. I feel like that says a lot about a man. Like actually anybody. Like if somebody is good around kids, I feel like they're a good person. Or like even if they show like affection to like a baby or a kid, like that says a lot about them. And I don't know if it's just because like I'm a mom and I notice those things, but that's one thing. Yeah, and then I think another thing is, I guess what you said, like his like priorities. Like if he has no kids, you should be number one priority. Like that's literally like you're with a man, he should be focused on you, and maybe only you, maybe besides his job. But yeah, but yeah, the texting back, and I think a lot of girls like push that aside and they're like, oh, he's busy, he's not on his phone. Everybody, it's 2025, everybody's on their phones 24/7. Like if that man is not replying to you and you think, oh, he's just busy, he's eating, he's out there or whatever, he's not. He could reply to you, and if he's not replying to you, um that's a red flag. But green flag if you're his priority.
Yeah, yeah. If you're his priority, definitely green flag. He has to make you his priority. How do you feel about a man being a provider? I was raised, yes, I like to talk about. I was raised very traditional, like where my dad was always like, you need to marry a rich man. He needs to take care of you. You don't have to work. You know, obviously you have your shit on the side that you do, but like you never have to worry about money. Because yeah, a relationship is love and respect and loyalty and all that, but it's also, you know, you have to be taken care of financially. And so I'm curious how you feel about that. Like, do you believe in 50-50? Do you think a man should be a provider? Is that a green flag, like being able to provide?
Honestly, that is a green flag, but I was like raised like the complete opposite. Like my mom, like I was never around my dad, so my mom was working and she was like providing for all of us. I was raised the complete opposite, but honestly, I do feel like a man is supposed to be able to take care of you. Like maybe you can work if you want to work. If there comes a situation where you need to work, you can work. Maybe it's because again I had a kid, but if you do get pregnant and you have a baby, you're not going to be able to work. He needs to like financially support you guys. And if he's not able to, do you really want like to have a kid with him? I think honestly with that, it's kind of hard because I was raised like completely different, but I would want a man to be able to like financially support me, maybe Valentina, maybe our kid. Yeah.
I agree. And if I'm being completely transparent, I have always been the breadwinner in all my relationships. Like, sorry. So, like, I get it if you can't, like, if you don't make enough as I do, it's all good. Like, but you're still gonna pay for me on dates. You're still gonna pay rent. You're going to work for us. You need to be my rock. And I need a man that believes in being the responsibility, for the house, especially if we were to have kids. Oh my gosh, especially if I had come into this relationship with a child. You need to be ready to take care of both of us because we're a package deal. So I love that for you. Like, that's absolutely a green flag. Excuse me. That's absolutely a green flag. And I don't want to shame any men that don't got it like that. Like, if you don't make money, you're not automatically like at the bottom of the totem pole. It's just more have goals, have ambition, have drive, and be motivated enough to actually want to change and make something about that. Like, and actually do something about that, like actually put in some work to change your life, babes. Get rich. Ice your girl out. Thank you.
I also feel that because, well, like when me and my baby daddy, like we got pregnant and stuff, and even before that, like even before I got pregnant, he had like given me his cards. Like he would literally take care of me, which is why I quit my job at Dunkin'. So even before I got pregnant, he would take care of me and stuff. And obviously we got pregnant and I was staying home, and then I gave birth, and I feel like that just adds so much more. So then there came a time where he was like struggling to pay like my mom's rent and in his phone bill and in diapers and in formula and in this whole thing. And honestly, I don't know if it's because I'm a lover girl or I don't know what it is. I'm just like, what's the word? Yeah, I just feel like empathy for him, but empathetic. I felt empathetic, but I remember like he didn't have enough money for stuff, and I would always tell myself like I wish I would have enough money to for him, because I just loved him so much. I was like, I wish he didn't have to worry about money and stuff. But then looking back, like, he could have done more. I just feel like he wasn't driven to make more money. He was settling. He was like, okay, like, we still have enough money for food. We still have enough money for diapers. Like, it's fine. And he wasn't really, like, trying harder. But I did feel, I remember I would always tell myself, like, I wish I was rich. I wish I could, like, I wish he wouldn't have to worry about money and stuff. But, and then we broke up, and now I make more money than him. Sorry.
Sorry, no, sorry. Let's not say. Let's not say that one. I know. All right, babes. So we are getting close to the end of the episode. But before we go, I'm going to give Wendy the mic, and I'm just going to have her ask me questions, or like maybe you're curious about something. I don't know. Whatever, girl. Just shoot.
I think there's a lot of Paeka lore. I feel like everyone's just intrigued. What do I want to know about Paeka? Okay, we're gonna get into drama, but I just want to know, like, the whole, since we had mentioned Valentina, like, I want to know if you've ever met her, if you, like, what you thought about her, why is there beef, or, like, what happened?
Oh my gosh. Okay. The sambo was like, let me speak first. So basically, I don't think there's any beef. And no, I never met her. So I don't have a lot to say about her. I don't feel anything towards her. It's more just like whenever I kind of got caught up in that whole rose quartz scandal, which, by the way, like, if anyone really knows this, Laura, you know, bitch, I did not put that fucking rose quartz in your car, as if, like, bitch, you wish, okay? Thank you. But I had that bitch in my back pocket, and it came out because I got a fat ass, and whenever I stood up, it slipped out. So that's not my fault. But anyways, whenever all that shit happened, I remember she had, like, made a video dancing with, like, the dad wiggies, and she kind of copied my dancing video, and she, like, chose to be in it, acting like she was me, essentially. I remember that, and then a few other slick shit here and there that was just kind of like, girl, I don't even know you. Like, what the fuck is this? Why are you this hard against me? You know, it just felt really weird. I thought everyone was just getting any opportunity that they could. They just wanted to make a video and, like, get some numbers real quick, you know, because the situation was so big. Everyone just wanted to put their little 2 cents in and get their, you know, little numbers and clout off that shit. So it was just a little annoying, but I don't know her. She did text me though. Yeah, she texted me whenever, like, that night that I did all that, she texted me. I mean, I left her on red because, like, I don't. Yeah. But I hear you, you know. Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Okay, no, this is now a Paeka interview. Okay, speaking about, like, numbers and people making videos about you, I am intrigued with, like, the whole Alexis and Des thing, because I remember being, like, the viewer, and I was watching all of that go down, and I just want to know, like, your point of view. Like, you never made a response video, did you?
No, I did. So yeah, the thing is, I did, but people were so just like cornball that they didn't hear me. You know, like, they really just made fun of me. I remember Pancho made, like, a video. I mean, obviously, because I fucking whatever, fuck him. But everyone just made me look the worst that they possibly could, you know? And they already had their minds made up. So it didn't matter if I came out with the video or not. They were already so set and like, oh no, she's corny, she's a cornball, whatever, you know? And that was that. So, like, I never really spoke about it until recently. Yeah. And I don't even think Alexis responded either, but I don't know. I haven't been, like, up to date with that.
I think I saw Des respond, but it wasn't really much of a response. What do you think about that?
I do have a lot to say. Oh my gosh. Hi, Desiree. So basically, like, she, like, lied in her response. She was saying how, oh, this girl, my old friend, had said, okay, like, we fell out and that I wasn't mad and that I talked down on her. This is her talking. She's like, that I talked down on her, and there's literal, like, screenshots and old posts that she would make on her account that was like, nah, I'm the reason why this girl has her clout. And so it's like, I don't know if she forgot or if she genuinely is just like trying to switch it up now. But so many people in the comments were like, girl, we remember you on your spam, like constantly saying this. And it's not even that hurt my feelings, but it's like, I just kind of wasn't even really worried about her response either way because I knew that what I had said was like the truth. And regardless if she felt like she was really mad about it or not, I remember it being a big situation to the point where we had fell out. So, like, you know, I think you could minimize it. And, like, yeah, obviously it's not like big now because it's not happening now. It was in the past. But she also kind of just like admitted to it. Like in her video, people were like, okay, so she was right. Like,
I saw a couple comments where they were saying, I think I saw that one where you said that she's like contradicting herself, or I saw something like that. But then I also saw comments saying like she's like mature and stuff. And honestly, I don't know much of that lore. Like, I don't know the whole Des thing, but I can say that sometimes I feel like people say stuff in a shady way just for people to say like, oh, like she's so mature, like she's not responding. But then I also feel like how you had to, like, even if it's the past, like you still, like, that happened. And I think people, yeah, for sure. And I feel like people always just ignore that, like, you went through it, you can speak about it 10 years from now, 2 years from now, whatever it is. Like, you have a right to speak about it whether it was that long ago. So I don't know, that's like I don't know much about that, about the Des thing. But what else? I have like a question about you and like Santi, if you guys have spoke since like the whole situation that happened between you and the Wiggies, or between everybody.
no, straight up, like, no, we haven't. I never saw him anywhere after that. I never was in the same like friend group or had like mutual friends or nothing. Mm-mm. No, like aside from him just every now and then instigating for his little YouTube videos, to talk about me. Like, let's talk about that. Like, girl, they love talking about me, and now it's you too. Cause let's talk about that. They responded to your fucking the night that you went and talked about everybody. What do you think about that? I'll bounce this back.
I think honestly everybody had a right to say things or like respond to me. Yeah, of course, like everybody who responded to me had a right to, but I also feel like, sorry to bring him up, but Yero, there was a clip of him like just saying like, I didn't even watch it all. I just saw him like yelling. I was like, bro, I'm gonna skip this. But I just find it funny how like a lot of guys, they literally act like females. Like, as a grown man, why are you so like invested in the whole like drama? And Santi has all the right to like say, oh, fuck Wendy, or we and Wendy are good, or whatever it is. But for your friends, that's such like a, I don't want to say bitch thing, but like a girl thing to do. Like, girls do that, but like for a grown man pushing like 30, 25, don't know how old he is. But I don't know, I find that weird. But of course, everybody has a right to respond, which is why I just let it be. I don't really respond back to people who respond to me. I just say what I say, and if they respond, then oh well.
She's like drops mic. Oh well. That was so graceful. Like, clip that. you know. But bitch, I hear you. I hear you. I definitely feel like it was very passionate. Just, wow. Okay, there's a lot of emotion there. But all right. Moving on. A few more questions that now I want to ask you, and then I think we'll do confessions with Paeka and then end this episode because, girl, we've been recording for like 2.5 hours now. Not even that, because we recorded her video too. So yeah, it's been a minute that we've been sitting here. But okay, so one question that I want to ask you is, how has it been being Valentina's mom? Like, I cannot wait until I'm a mom. And I want to be a girl mom too, so bad. So I am just so happy for you. I just know you're rich. You know, you're so rich. And I want to know, how is it being a girl mom? How is it being her mom? You know, how have you seen her grow in the past few years?
I think being a mom is like such a beautiful thing. And I've said, like, I don't even feel like a man, like a dad, can feel the love a woman feels for their daughter or their son. I remember somebody, I don't know, with their Suni's mom, Kairomi. I don't know if you guys know her, but she was speaking about it, like about being a mom. And I've never heard like a great way to explain it, but they just explain it like a euphoric feeling. Like you literally, it's just like she's there, like she's yours, like you literally created her. And I feel like more towards mom, like you created a whole human being. And I always look at her and like I just love seeing her, and I think like this is literally like myself, like I see myself in her. I literally see her and I'm like, I just love her so much. And you'll never feel this feeling until you're a mom. And I hope one day you could be a mom, and I know you'll be such a good mom, like I already know it. But it's such like a crazy feeling, and actually like seeing her grow. And I feel like the more she grows, the more she looks like me. Like she, yeah. And I never noticed it, but like the comments, I'm like, wait, she's starting to look like me. And then I see lives of me and her, and I'm like, wait, like she literally looks like me. She's literally like a mini me. And like I think like just seeing her grow is such a beautiful thing. And especially because like you're the one who raises them, like the things they do, they pick up on your like, I guess habits, not habits, but on like you, like you're literally like, they watch you, you teach them stuff. Yeah, like you literally like they do stuff that you do. Like it's like such a crazy thing to experience, and I hope every woman is able to experience this. But I just love being a mom. And obviously like I became a mom so young, and you're never ready to be a mom, but I'm just so glad that I can call myself like a mother. And Valentina, like I could call her my daughter. And actually like her being a girl, I feel like that was just like, yeah, I think cherry on top. And I think that was just like destined to be, because I always like yearned for a friend, like a best friend, somebody with me. And I feel like God just like listened to my prayers, and he was like, here, like this is your best friend, this is like the only person you need. Which I was talking about being lonely. And even like during the day, like obviously like it's not the same as like having like somebody to talk to, but like just having her there, like I literally have a best friend. And that's all I ever wanted. Literally like in high school, all I wanted was a best friend, a friend, like somebody there with me. And I think God just gave me that. And that's Valentina. I love her so much. I love being a mom. And sometimes it is hard. People are gonna be like, oh my God, like you barely even watch her. But I literally like, it's so hard. And I do recommend people like waiting, like don't get pregnant young. But if you feel like you're ready, like it's the right time, you do it when you're ready. But when you're young, it's so much harder, because I don't think people sometimes realize like the responsibility it is. And once you do like have a baby, like you're like, fuck, like this is like a whole, like this isn't even what you imagine. Like even when you're pregnant, you imagine it to be a certain way, and it's the complete opposite. And it is a super, like it's so hard. And especially like being a mom, it's so much harder than being a dad, because you go through postpartum. You're like, your whole body, even your hormones, like they don't even, like you don't even get back to your regular self like till 2 years after. Like it's this whole thing. But I just love being a mom, and I love it. It's such a beautiful thing.
Wendy, I love that. And I love seeing that side of you. You get so like soft, and like you guys can tell how her demeanor just changes. Oh, I love that about you, for real. That's beautiful. I can't wait till I meet Valentina. I said hi to her for the first time on FaceTime, yes. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's just in her own little world, like with her little pigtails. She's so cute, literally, just with her own little pigtails. But oh my gosh, that little girl. I can't even imagine. So I think that's beautiful. The way that you describe it, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm living through you. So I definitely feel like we're gonna need you back on another episode because we barely got into it. Like it's late, so we do need to like pack it up. But we have so much that we need to cover, and I want to do an episode where we just talk about like being a mom, because I feel like I have a lot of young moms, and then I do have just a lot of moms in general that like watch me. I mean, my channel's like 80% women, so hey, but I want girls to know like they're not alone, and I feel like you could give some really good advice because not only do you do this shit alone, I mean, obviously you have your family and like your baby daddy, but you do this in front of millions and millions of people, you know what I mean, who have so many opinions. Like, how do you handle that hate before we close out?
Honestly, like with the hate, everybody always like ask me that, or they tell me, my friends who do TikTok and stuff, they're like, oh, like if I were to get like comments like that, like I don't know how I'd do it. But honestly, like I read every comment. It doesn't get to me. Obviously, like sometimes I'm like, oh, a lot of people are saying this, but then I just like forget about it. And it doesn't faze me as much as people would think, because I do get a lot of hate comments, but I just tell myself they're literally just, imagine being like grown man, grown woman being on your phone saying Wanga Wendy, like bruh, like that's so embarrassing. Like like that's your own problem. Like that's not even gonna faze me, bro. Like that's literally, I just scroll, and that's it. But honestly, I think I'm good with like dealing with the hate. I feel like if I wasn't, I wouldn't, like, yeah, I wouldn't do it. Like I feel like I would have already stopped. I would have just let it go. But I think I'm good with it. I like to ignore people. I ignore everybody. Ignore the haters.
That's a really good piece of advice because you cannot do social media without a backbone. I've already talked about this in my previous episodes, but I mean, seriously, you need to have a strong head on your shoulders because people are going to talk regardless. And bitch, that's how you know you pop into when bitches talk shit. Like, oh, okay, so you're projecting. But okay. Anyways, let's do a few confessions. I have a segment in my podcast. I didn't do this the last episode, but I feel like this is perfect for Wendy. So, where people tell me their deepest secrets, their confessions, and I kind of just like react to them, and talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, give me a second. Let me pull up my phone.
I'm gonna hold the mic.
Thank you. Let me see. I have to pull it. It's in my archives. Wendy, stop.
Wait, is it like questions?
Well, people are basically just going to tell me their secrets, but we're going to read them together. And bitch, they be crazy sometimes. Like, it's a lot.
Oh, it's people who like give you, like tell you their secrets.
Yes, like their actual secrets.
Oh, I thought it was me. I was like, fuck, do I have any secrets?
No. We know you're an open book. Oh my god. Okay, I stole my ex suegra's debit card and used it because she was a bitch.
Wait, low key? She ate with that?
Bitch. I'm like, write that down.
I know me.
What do you think about that for real?
If she's a bitch, she deserved it.
I'm like, what did she do? But how much did you run up on that card? Okay, I'm gonna let you read this one, Wendy.
I looked through my best friend's phone and found messages between her and her ex. She doesn't know I did that.
Wait, her and her ex.
Oh, no, her. Oh, her and my ex. Oh my god. Low key, I think everybody should go through their friend's phone, because there's a whole story of Eve going through her friend's phone and she would talk shit about me and Eve.
Wait, you're lying. Yeah. Bitch. Yeah.
It was bad, like horrible. Like she literally would watch our lives and tell her sister, oh, she's doing it. Like it was like obsessive.
Oh my gosh, wait, that's scary. So scary. Yeah, we've all had a weird friend before. Especially coming up in social media, like it's scary to have friends, like even your friends that you feel like are gonna ride with you forever. No.
That's why don't trust anyone, not even yourself.
This is stupid as fuck. But this girl said my ex wasn't circumcised.
I've had an uncircumcised man before.
Fine. It's fine.
No judgment. I do sometimes think it's gross a little bit, but honestly, it's the same thing. I think uncircumcised men feel more pleasure.
Yeah, that's true because they're more sensitive. Yeah. It's fine.
It's fine,
You
guys.
gotta love your little turtleneck. Okay. You gotta love your turtleneck, okay? Thank you. Self love. Wendy, read this, read this, read this, read this.
Why I low key eat my ex's ass when I was drunk and why he like. I literally could not. Wait, have you ever ate ass?
No.
I literally could not imagine myself doing that to a man.
Like,
That's-
why are you bending it over? Like, please, your balls are hanging out. Like, what's going on? That's so bad.
Do men like that?
Oh my god.
I don't.
So apparently, like, it's like a G spot for men to like be up in their asshole, but like, I'm not eating your ass, bro.
That's so nasty.
But like, bitch, she said, "Tell me why I low key." No, it's the way she worded it that's so stupid. Why I low key eat my ex when I was drunk and why? I'm just like, oh my god, you must be so ashamed. Like, fuck. But like, you did that. You know?
And she was drunk too. Imagine she woke up. She's like, "Fuck."
With that mail. With that mail. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. This is so funny. Here, you read.
In high school, my vice principal and I would flirt, went along with it, and not get expelled before graduation. She got groomed a little bit.
Yeah, like, actually, I've had a weird experience with the fucking teacher, and he was like a pedo, and I didn't want anything to do with it. So, this is really sad to see. That's heavy as fuck, actually. Sorry, guys. Trigger warning. I know.
I remember in elementary school, I know like a teacher never flirted with me or anything, but there was this teacher. His name was Mr. Ladau, but he was so weird with me. Like, he would literally like bully me. And I remember one time he had gotten mad at me for something, and he asked the whole class, he was like, "Who's friends with Wendy?" And this one kid, Sebastian, raised his hand, and he was like, "You're a coward if you're friends with Wendy." That was like that's like core memory. Like, that's the only thing I remember from like elementary school.
Oh my gosh. Why was he such a fucking hater? What?
He was so weird, bro. He would say like I look like his wife, and yes, and he would have me on the phone with his wife, and like he would call his wife and be like, "Oh, this is Wendy." Like, it was such a weird thing, bro. Like, I literally hated going to class because of him.
Oh no, that's scary. I'm sorry. Dude, the same thing happened to me with like that weird teacher that I just mentioned. This guy, I mean, of course his name was Mr. Jeff. Like, fuck. He would tell me, like, "Oh, you remind me of my wife when she was younger." Like,
So scary. That's literally so. If a man with a wife is telling you that, especially if you're young as fuck, weird as fuck. That's so bad. I feel like a lot of teachers are like creepy vibes.
yeah, it's weird. I mean, like they know it's wrong, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay. My ex best friend's baby daddy's son is not actually his son, and I told him.
My ex baby daddy.
So, oh wait, sorry. My ex best friend's baby daddy's son is not actually his son, and I told him.
Ooh. Wait, is she in the right or the wrong? Because I see both sides.
Me too. That's what's hard. Because, like, that was your ex best friend. But
if it's ex,
that's not his son.
no, that's fucked up. I seen like a situation online where they lied to, like, a girl lied to a guy and said it was like his son. Like, that's fucked up. But then that's also your ex best friend who trusted you, and then you told, oh, that's a, like,
It's sticky.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sticky for sure. Because, like, what do you even do? It's like, is it your place? Not really, but also, fuck. That's heavy.
Low key, I think if would I tell? I think regardless he'd find out.
That's true. It's just like, I feel like first I would at least want to tell my friend, yo, you gotta tell him. Like, that's not right. You gotta correct your friends if they're in situations like these guys. Like, let them know that shit is not cool.
I think being truthful with your friends, like, where when they're in the wrong, is like the best thing to do. And I know sometimes you want to be nice and be like, oh yeah, do it, or lie, or don't do this, but I think being truthful is the best thing.
Truth is always gonna come out. Trust me. Like, just be honest. And then, who wants to always hide everything? Like, it's such a fucking stressful thing to always have to hide and like do this and do that. No, why do that? Why go through that?
Is it wrong to be talking to a guy you like, but you're still friends with your ex, but still in love with him? He's your ex for a reason.
Amen.
And I think you're not in love with him. I think you're just attached to him. And that's the thing about exes, is you're gonna be attached to them.
Talk about it, like trauma bonds, maybe stuff like that. Yeah.
But also be truthful with the guy you're talking to or you like.
Yeah, because like he doesn't really deserve that, you know. Just let him know, get like, hey, we are still friends, and I think I do still have feelings for him. And if the guy that you're talking to knows his worth, he'll leave you.
Yeah, and I also feel like with stuff like that, when I'm like, oh fuck, I like this guy, but I'm still with that, I always think about, like, if it was like the roles were reversed, like if that guy was doing that to me.
Just break that shit off, dude. Break. If you want something new with somebody, don't make sure that you don't have anything going on with anyone else. Like, please, it's not that hard.
So yes, it is wrong, and tell that man.
Let that man know, girl. Come on.
Or drop your ex.
Yes. What the hell? Oh my gosh. What is it with you guys and roommates? I put tiny holes in my roommate's tires while she was on vacation in Hawaii.
I was gonna be like, what's the reasoning? But is there excuses for that? I don't think so.
I don't know, dude, because, like, you never know what people are going through and what they're saving money for and stuff, and that's just another problem. Like, that's kind of evil.
I don't know. It doesn't depend on what they did, but regardless, it's still fucked up. Would you ever do that? Like, slash a tire?
Okay.
Have you ever done that?
Well, I'm like, hold on, slow down. So I've never slashed a tire, but, like, I guess there was this, I guess there was this one situation where, like, my best friend and I might have, like, I might have pepper sprayed her ex's door handles. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. But tires, no. I think that's a little wild, especially for, like, a roommate. Like, are you cool?
Yeah, and the fact that she's still gonna go home and, like, you're still gonna be there.
Like, you're fake as fuck. What are you doing?
Ooh, that's so bad. I gave my stepbrother head. I regret doing it. No, we didn't grow up together. Taking it to the grave.
What the fuck? Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell no. Like, hell to the no.
That's
Crazy.
that's horrible. I think that's still family.
That's like kind of like incest territory. Absolutely.
Even if it's stepbrother, not related, not blood related, like that's still like that's like
That's considered family. That's family already. That's your in-laws. Yeah, yeah.
that is disgusting. Please take it to the grave actually.
Yeah.
Let's keep it like that.
Like, actually. Okay. Okay. My boyfriend went to a strip club. Had a big argument before, so I begged him not to, in parentheses. So I hung out with my ex.
That's reasonable as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, if you told him not to actually, then that's fucked up and you should go back with your ex.
Go back with? I don't know, but you did your big one. Why? I don't think going to strip clubs in a relationship is healthy. Why do people do that? Like, I don't believe in that. Especially like bachelor nights and shit. Like going to the strip club before you get married. What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I always thought like that was weird. But what do you think about like your man going out to the club with his friends? Like,
Oh, well, I mean, that's fine because, like, I trust my man, you know? It's just, you got to be home at a reasonable time. And that's cool. Like, he doesn't have a problem, like, with me going out, with my friends. Yeah. So I don't think it should be the same. I mean, any different for him. Yeah. But, I mean, obviously, like, I want to go. Like, I want to fucking go. But he pretty much always kind of likes to like have me there anyways. So
cute.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think but a strip club is like a
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck about that. No exceptions.
Ooh,
I don't like that Twin Peaks shit. I don't like that Hooter shit. No.
I have a question for you. Like a good question. What do you think about like your man watching porn? Oh, that goes in hand with following.
Well, to be completely honest, I don't like that shit at all. I feel like it's like literal brain rot. Like, actually, it's so bad for your perception on relationships, sex, how to treat women, how you look at women. Like, it's proven that whenever you start watching porn and you're very consistent at that shit, you look at women as objects, as people that can just do something for you. And a lot of men also don't really even look at women as like people. Like, they kind of just see us as lesser than them, like not their equals. So I think whenever you have a man that watches a lot of porn, it's very unhealthy for his standards of women and for, his standards of sex. And sometimes they could be, like we were talking about earlier, hypersexual, or just very closed off, or maybe they have a harder time, like, climaxing, or there can be a lot of things with that it's just like really concerning. And honestly, just as a really strong feminist, I don't like that shit at all. I feel like, if you really want to be freaky and you have a man that you trust and he's a good man and he doesn't watch porn, then maybe you guys just make your own. But I don't know.
And I also feel like with the man, like your man or whoever you're talking to watching porn, like it makes the girl feel like, am I not doing enough? Like, why does he need to watch porn? Why does he need to see other women? Like,
you're fantasizing about other girls and you're like going to pleasure yourself and like come over other women that you don't even know. And it's like, these women don't look anything like me. I don't want to compare myself. No, I've been through that before. Fuck that.
I think that's cheating. Like, if a man is watching porn, I think that's cheating.
I agree. You're emotionally invested, and like, I guess a lot of guys could be like, oh, I don't even know her, I don't talk to her, whatever. But like, you're literally like touching yourself, like you're being weird, okay? And you're like watching another girl being naked. That's intimate. Like, you don't do that if you're in a relationship. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. I think it's just weird and creepy.
I agree.
That's an ick.
Amen. Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that is going to conclude today's episode. of Earth to Paeka Podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you so much, Wendy, for being here. I think you were just the perfect guest and the perfect person that I could have on here. But we do want to see more of you, so you guys need to tell her to come back, like harass her, okay? Um, sorry. I think she's gonna be in Austin for like a few more days, so we're gonna hang out more, hopefully, and get a few more, videos done and together. But it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, Wendy.
No, likewise. And I just want to thank you for like hearing me out. I know I cried like 2 times, but I loved you for that. And I just know like you're there and you have the best advice. And now I know that like now I feel like I can tell you stuff.
Absolutely.
And I love being here and I love this. Like I just feel like we're just talking and like hanging out. I feel like a little therapy session maybe.
Yes, I agree. Like therapy. I like playing that role too. I'd be having fun. Like, so how did you feel?
No, I love that. And also I do want to like say a little disclaimer that I did talk a lot about people, but I don't want to send any hey, I'm not like obsessing over them because I know you guys are going to say that, but I just want to speak about what I went through. And I feel like I just feel so much better like now that people are going to know that. And yeah, like my side, I guess. I just wanted to say that I love everybody in my past. Like you said, like I go through those friendships, relationships for a reason. I learned so much from every single one of the people I mentioned. So yeah.
Wendy, you've grown so much too. Like, even just in the short amount of time that I've known her, like, Wendy's always evolving, and I love that about her because there's not a real leader without real growth. So I love that for you. And even just to say that, like, it's very mature. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, we were even talking about it off camera earlier. Like, it's funny how people are so against people speaking up for themselves and saying their truth and their side and their story whenever they really eat it up like every single fucking time. Like, you guys are such chismosas, but I guess blame it on us for speaking our truth. You guys really love it though, but it's cool. Make sure to subscribe to me, subscribe to Wendy's channel, and follow us on our social medias. I'll have them in the description down below. But thank you guys for coming, and see you at the next episode.
Bye guys.